So, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, you are welcome. But where have you been? Like, seriously guys. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this journey called life, like we're all trying to do. But before we even get into the gist of why you people have stumbled upon this channel, just kindly subscribe and hit the notification bell so that anytime a new video drops, you are made aware, and then you can come back here and we can gist again. Yeah, got it. So as you guys all know, I had my baby during the pandemic. She was born in November 2020, so I was pregnant throughout the whole, yeah, it was a lot. And but actually, are we still in a pandemic? I kind of feel like we are, but everyone's kind of like moved on with life. You know, everybody is just doing as they do, right? Anyway, so today we're gonna be talking about my hospital bag and how I prepared for labor, especially around that time. So basically, to be very honest with you, when it came to packing my hospital bag, I overpacked, and me personally, I'm fine with things like that, right? So I overpack anyway, just because I never know what's going to happen. And of course, when you are like pregnant and you're gonna have a baby, you don't really know what to expect. Like, for example, I only spent one night at the hospital, thankfully. But for example, my sister spent 2 nights, or 3, was it 2 or 3 nights? Yeah. So you just don't know what to expect. So you need to pack for the unexpected, I think personally, right? But some people who might be, maybe this is their second baby, they might be like, you know what, I'm an OG, I don't need to be like packing so much. I'll just take a quick backpack and a Ziploc and then I'm out of here. No, because just because you spent one night, you know, your first pregnancy, you don't know what's gonna happen in your second pregnancy. So, dude, you need to prepare properly. So, I ended up, yeah, like I said, I was only in the hospital for one night. And I didn't really need a lot of the things that I packed, but I mean, like I said, it could have been a different experience. So anyway, what did I pack? So I put everything into categories. So my paperwork, for example, I had a hospital folder. So if you see me looking here, I'm looking at my notes just to make sure that I don't forget anything, and I just make sure that you guys have the full info, so that when you are going to the hospital and you're like, oh my god, I have to have my baby and all of that, you are prepared. Okay? Yeah, me, I don't form, I don't plan, do like, oh, I have everything in my head. No, I have like my notes sometimes and I look, you know. Anyway, let's get back to it. So paperwork, I had my folder. So when you first go to the hospital, especially with the NHS, and you tell them that you're pregnant, what they'll do is they give you this folder and it has all your paperwork, every appointment, every test, everything you can think of is there. So you have that folder with you. I had an additional folder because I wasn't sure if they would give me any additional paperwork, and my other folder was getting quite bulky, so I just took another one just in case. I didn't know what they would give me. Again, like I said, I just like to pack. I took my own pen because COVID, I'm not trying to catch any germs, especially with a new baby and all of that. Now, secondly, because I am a daughter of the Most High God, I took my Bible with me, a new Bible for the baby actually. So I bought a new one for her, and I took my anointing oil as well, because I was like, once this baby comes out, she needs to be anointed. Okay? So yeah, and obviously got the Bible, you know, I had already prayed over it before taking to the hospital, so I made sure that I put that in her cot. Yeah, she's covered. So anybody that want to try anything, they will just see the presence of God around her. Yeah, okay. Now, in terms of electricals, I took my phone charger. Of course, I took my phone. I took I got these really long auxiliary cords for my charger, because you know, with hospitals sometimes you just never know, like sometimes like your bed is right here and then where you plug your phone, the socket is like all the way over there. So I was like, if I want to be taking selfies with my new baby, or I just need to call people like, hello, I'm not going to be like stretching like this. So I really got a really long auxiliary cord for my phone. What else did I take with me? Oh, I took small speakers as well because I was like, let me just be playing some music, but I didn't use it because when I was in labor, I can tell you that I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah. But I think I went in with the idea that, oh my god, my epidural would work. So yeah, if you haven't listened to my episodes on I have a podcast obviously, so if you haven't listened to my episode, yeah, I'm gonna like put the link there so that you guys can listen to it. Spotify, Google Podcasts, you can listen to it everywhere, anywhere, and Apple, so it's everywhere. So yeah, my epidural didn't work, so I thought, okay, you know what, after watching so many YouTube videos, I thought I'd just take the epidural, put it in, and then I can listen to music and jam to some Nathaniel Bassey, some really nice gospel music while I'm waiting for the baby to come. Yeah, nah, that did not work. That did not work. So I didn't use that. But it's a good thing for you to have music, releasing some nice chemicals, endorphins, it will help and all of that. So if you can, take it along with you if you want. In terms of bedding, I actually took one sheet just, because it was COVID, I was probably over paranoid at the time. So I took one pillow because also I heard that they don't give a lot of pillows at the hospital. So I was like, look, I'm going to bring my own. So I took that, and then I also took one bed sheet, just the sheets, just to put over just in case, because obviously when I'm taking care of my baby, I just want to make sure that she's on a nice clean sheet. I know you guys are probably thinking, Yele, you're so extra, but I'm sorry, that's what I wanted to do. Anyway, and then also, so when you're traveling, right, you guys have your toiletry bag. So I would say remove half of that, right? Again, depending on how long you're going to be at the hospital. Your normal essentials, toothbrush, toothpaste. So I took all of that, and then I took deodorant, but I bought a deodorant that didn't have any like fragrance or anything. It's purely there just to stop do what it's supposed to basically do, right? So I bought that, and I bought soap as well that didn't have any scent or anything like that, because I didn't want my baby I want her to just smell me and just know my own smell. I know it's so extreme, but I did that. What else did I put in my toiletry bag? Oh yeah, my sponge, soap, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, did all of that. Now, most importantly, you are going to be bleeding a lot after having your baby, especially if it's actually, even without a vaginal birth, I think you bleed a lot anyway. So you need to buy heavy duty menstrual pads. Like, you're gonna need it because you're gonna be bleeding. So that was a major one that I was like, I am not going to forget. I took a tissue box as well. I took baby wet wipes as well, and lip balm. You're going to see me and Carmex were 2 peas in a pod. I took about 2. I didn't need 2. I didn't know why I did that, but I took 2. So I just had, because another thing is, after some time, I don't even know if I was allowed to drink water. I don't really remember, but I wasn't drinking water. Obviously, you can't eat after a certain time, right? So my mouth was dry, and my husband kept having to put Carmex just to make sure that I don't have any like injuries on my lips or anything like that. So yeah, I was always using that as well. And yeah, I think that's it for toiletries actually. So and also another thing is, if you are allowed to, this is after the baby, I took some healthy snacks. I didn't eat anything, but if you have any healthy snacks, chips, whatever the case may be, you can take that. So maybe after baby is born, if that's one of your favorite things to eat, be my guest, go ahead. Now, clothing wise, I took my nursing bras, because obviously, I don't know, the milk might come through. Likely not, but I took it anyway because you might start leaking and all of that. So I took 2 of those. I took my bathroom slippers, pajamas, and I took a going home outfit. Yeah, just some loungewear, nothing too fancy. And my granny panty underwear. So you're gonna need that because you're gonna have a big old pad. And trust me, you're not going to want all your fancy, you can't be wearing fancy underwear, ladies. Please. Just have your nice granny panties. I would always suggest black, and some people, they buy disposable postpartum underwear. For me, I was like, no, we are going to wash it and we are going to use it again. Yes, because I'm being environmentally friendly. Yeah, cool stuff. So did that. I also took I took some socks because again it was winter. My baby was born at the end of November, so you can imagine how cold it was. I also took a house coat as well, and really comfortable shoes. I took some really comfortable shoes to wear as well, especially when going back home. And I had my nice in-house slippers as well, nice and fluffy and warm, so in case I needed to go to the bathroom or I just needed to walk around just to get my blood flowing and, you know, just get my whole system moving as well, because you just don't want to be on the bed all the time. This is post having the baby, you know, you just don't want to be like just sitting there all drowsy. Of course, if you had like maybe a CS or a cesarean, right, so you're not going to be walking around, you know, like I didn't have a CS, so you're not going to just be walking around like that, right? So yeah, so for me, I just wanted to be able to get my joints moving, you know. So some people take eye masks because, you know, the light, especially like because with NHS, I didn't have a private room, so I was sharing. That's after I've had the baby, so to be honest, it's quite private. Actually, it's really private, but you know, the light, the noise, you don't have full control of all of that. So at least like if you can pop in your earpods, which you probably won't because you want to be hearing your baby, or your eye mask, maybe just so that you can have some like nice quiet, you know, zen moments when the baby's sleeping. You probably won't be doing that because you might be like me and be super paranoid and want to make sure that you can see and smell and hear everything around you and your baby at that time. So yeah, that was another thing that I did. Now that's all for me. Yeah, my suitcase was very big. Yes, when I got to the hospital, they were like, is this yours? I was like, yes, it's mine. They're like, oh wow, okay. And I know what they were trying to say. They were basically trying to say, you've got a lot of stuff, love. And in my mind, I'm like, well, I don't know what to expect. So we have to pack a big bag, don't we? Who doesn't love a big bag? Anyway, so for the baby, so what did I pack? Winter, I packed 2 hats. I packed some mittens. Obviously, I actually bought Actimel Formula 1 newborn milk because I was like, I mean, baby's gotta eat, right? So it's very likely that you might not even be, you know, milking or producing milk, you know, the first day or 2. So baby has to eat something. So I bought just a pack of 4 just in case, because I didn't know what her appetite would be, you know, because she's also gone through labor, she's tired, she's stressed, she's all of that. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'll just buy a pack of 4, and I left it. And yeah, what else did I pack? Muslin cloths. I packed a blanket because again it was very cold, so she was swaddled nicely just to make sure that she's not exposed in any way, shape or form. I packed 6 sets of changing clothes because I know that babies, they spit up a lot. She might poo through her nappy. I just didn't know what to expect, so I wanted to make sure that I had enough stuff with me. And I also wanted to remove any, I also wanted to make sure that I didn't have to like send my husband home or anything. I wanted to make sure that if he was going to be with us, that he would just be with us and not have to be like, oh, go get this or go do that. You know what I mean? So anytime I pack, just generally, even outside of baby or whatever, I always pack 1 or 2 extra of something. You just never know what you're going to need. And of course, I bought my wet wipes as well. I only needed 1 pack, to be very honest. What else did I pack? I packed overalls. She was wearing overalls most of the time. Sleep suits, to be honest, she was wearing that all the time. To be honest, I'll give you a tip. For the first 6 months, to be very honest, depending on where in the world you are, my daughter was in sleep suits for the first 6 months of her life because it was cold. Sleep suits are cute, different colors, super easy to wear. Half the time they're just lying there. Excuse me, they're just lying there, they're just chilling. It's no point buying all these like different I didn't have time for that. So I was like, yeah, lovely sweet sleep suits. I love my mommy, I love my daddy. oh, I'm the sunshine, I'm this and that cute stuff. You're gonna find them all around. So just do that if you want anyway. And hey, the most important one was that I'll say is, oh yeah, you might also want to buy a pram suit or a winter suit. Also because you just never know how cold or how not cold it's going to be outside. So just make sure that you're super prepared. And obviously, like if it's like my time, it was cold, obviously in November in the UK. My husband just made sure that when we're leaving, he parked the car really close to the entrance so that we could go in, and you know, all that is being sorted out. So yeah, that's fine. Now some people might actually ask, when should I start packing my bag? Well, for me, because I like to over prepare, so I'm not gonna lie to you, my family, if we're going on holiday like in December, we're probably already sorting everything out in like January. It's just because like I think it's because I don't really like stress. I don't want any like random things to come up and be like, oh, why didn't you do this or why didn't you do that? Like if anything comes up, it's because it was out of our control, right? So you might ask, when should I pack my bag? I would personally say as soon as you can, right? So anytime from when you're about 5-6 months, I would say pack your bag, because you just don't know what to expect. And for me, anytime I would go out, so I would go out to Sainsbury's or Marks and Spencer's or Costco or wherever, I would always have my hospital bag list in my head and be like, oh, what do I need? Or I would have it on my phone and I'll just tick off like, oh, I bought this, or I have this, or I have that, so that when you eventually want to pack your bag, you have every single thing that you need, right? So I would say pack your bag as soon as you can. Every time you step out of your house, make sure that you have one item, you know, that you bought or that you've ordered or something. And to be honest, you don't even need to leave your house. These days, you have your Amazon Prime. Everyone pretty much delivers everything. So just order everything that you need. Have a pile in the baby's room or your living room or your storeroom or whatever, and just know that these are all the items that I will need for my hospital bag, right? Okay, so that's good. And also, in fact, I think it's also just a good form of exercise actually to just go out. So I prefer to go out. Again, COVID, there wasn't really much. You couldn't just be going out just to go out. You had to go out for a reason, right? So that was also my little form of exercise. And then make sure that your hospital bag is fully packed a month before your due date, right? Because we all know that baby can come 2 weeks before your due date and 2 weeks after your due date. Bearing in mind that your due date is just an approximate, it's not a real like thing. From what I've been reading and learning, it's just a date they just pick, right? So like me, my due date was the 28th or something of November. My daughter came a week before that. So guys, anything can happen anytime, right? So for me, I was lucky that my bag was, and this is even my friends can tell you that my bag was packed. Well, my best friend, because she was the only one who kind of really was knowing all my steps and everything. My bag was packed, I would say 6-7 weeks before my due date, because I was like, look, I'm not taking any chances, especially with COVID. You just don't know what is happening, what is going on. So my bag was packed, everything was sorted out, and guess what? I didn't even leave from home. I was at my mom's house. I was about to eat amala. I'm not going to say the rest of the story. Go and listen to my labor story. Again, I have an episode. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the like. Go and listen to it. I did not leave from home. So I was lucky that my hospital bag was in the trunk, or as the boot trunk, whichever one you like to say, of my car. And we were able to go straight from my mother's house, which is where I am now, ironically, to the hospital, right? So again, you just never know where you're going to be. You might be shopping, you might be out, you might be somewhere that is not so close to home. And if you have your hospital bag in the back of your car, then you can literally just go straight to the hospital. So yeah, I think that is it. I think I've covered everything, even from just my knowledge. Make sure you have your paperwork, make sure you have everything that the baby will need, at least clothing wise. The baby, to be very honest with you, all the baby needs: clothes, nappy, food, and you. So just make sure those 4 things are available. Yeah, nappies, wipes, clothes, food, and you, right? And if you're lucky like me, and I heard some people, they leave the hospital the same day. I don't know how true that is, but I only spent 1 night, right? So just make sure that you have all of that stuff for you and the baby. And of course, I'm sure most of you know this already, you need a car seat. Legally, they will not let you leave the hospital if you don't have a car seat, right? So I'm sure most of you will buy all of that before, obviously, the baby's born. And again, I would always suggest anything that you need to buy, prepare, try and do it, 5-6 months in, because when you're 7, 8, 9 months, believe you me, you're not going to have, trust me, you're not going to want to do a lot of things. You don't have the energy, you're tired. Or at that time, what you should be doing is sleeping, eating, exercising, preparing, praying. That's all you have time for. Nobody should be stressing you. Don't be doing DIY, building the crib. No, we don't do that so close to the due date. So try and just make sure that you do majority of the stuff that you need to do around that 5-6 month time. Okay, I can even say 7 months. I can give you 7 months, but after that, just try and be relaxing, chilling, and all of that. So yeah, guys, I hope I've covered most stuff. I feel like it was a bit scattered, but you guys get the gist for yourself. Just make sure that you have everything that you need, at least the basics: your toiletries, change of clothing, most importantly, your menstrual pads. You're going to need your nursing bra. You're going to need the cotton pads that go in to trap any milk, right? Compression socks. If you have those already, get those. The hospital gave me one anyway, so I didn't need to buy. So get those. It will help your blood flow and all of that. So what else? I don't think I have anything else. I think yeah, just make sure that you pack on time, and keep going through your list every single time. Check online, like come here, listen to my own story, see what I packed. I'm gonna actually put a PDF document in the description, like a link, so that you guys can see exactly what I packed. And I would say, I don't want to be selfish, don't just listen to my video, watch what other people have packed as well, because you don't know, they might say something that might work for you. I might have said too much, I don't know, but it might work for you. So yeah, and I'll just say, I really hope that this video has helped you guys, especially and daddies, you can watch this video as well. Oh, for daddies, yeah, my husband took an extra shirt and his toothbrush because he didn't know, and obviously I took an extra pillow, but it was really for me. But the hospital, I think they ended up having enough pillows, so he used it. So again, you never know, daddies, make sure you pack 1 or 2 things for yourself as well, because we don't like to forget you guys, okay? All right, guys, so I think I'm gonna end it here. I hope this video helps you guys a lot, and I want to thank you for watching if you've come this far. So don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the notification bell, don't forget to share with all your people, especially those who are expecting, those who are trying, those who are, who else? That's it. Those are the only 2 people really. Just share with everybody, and don't forget to watch all my previous videos, just sharing my life with you guys. Really, yeah. Anyway, I'm talking too much now. So to all my expecting mommies, God bless you, God protect you, He will strengthen you, and I pray your labor experience will be as smooth as possible, no complications, no issues. I just pray everything goes well, and then one day we'll meet and we can talk about how crazy the whole thing is and how we're probably still going to do it again. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, guys, God bless you all, and as always, I have the floor. Bye.